You want magic, technology, noir, cyberpunk, cosmic horror, and adventure? I thought so. Who wouldn't want such a badass combination worked into an RPG? That's what the guys at Nor Cal Mythos Entertainment thought when they created this original and unique campaign setting. After the reality shifting event known as the Calamity struck the old Spite Empire, it created a rift between what would become known as the technologically advanced Metropolis and the Primal Red Circle, who were still stuck in the old ways. When the two discovered each other, a bitter war ensued, leaving multiple groups of newfound species, reality-bending technologies, and what is now known as the Carbyne Jungle. Carbyne Jungle is a tabletop RPG developed by Nor Cal Mythos Entertainment. The Kickstarter for this project is live now, so this is an exclusive first look. Character building is very close to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. In addition to species, skills, and backgrounds, you have power sources and archetypes based on said power sources. First, the species seem just like reskinned races from 5e. The Dweller is essentially a dwarf. Elmen resemble orc tribes, and I'll leave you to figure out what Fey children equate to. What? Okay. That's creepy as hell. You have some original species like the Loans and Kudamas, which give characters more diversity and color to the cosmic setting. The only problem is that the character sheet itself seems very cramped. I don't have a lot of space to write my bonuses for my classes. Just look at that. Preferably, I like my character sheets to have just enough space for all of my perks and features. Maybe just a small description. This is way more difficult than what it should be. And why do the backgrounds and attack options cost points? They should come at level thresholds, or in this case, tiers. Tiers run from Alpha through Omega, which may not seem like much, but the skills and options chain together from tier to tier, depending on the class. Kind of reminds me of a Bethesda RPG. Either build up one strand of skill points, or spread them around in a wide range of abilities. I guess that should explain the point spending system, but I would still prefer upgrading my character and ability points at the next level instead of tracking and spending more points. When it comes to damage and combat, it's more similar to 3.5 or Pathfinder. Instead of having resistances and immunities, the damage total is run through levels of resistance. After all of the tolerances, platings, and shields, whatever is left is whatever gets taken from your health. It makes for a way more practical method of realistic combat. A tactical baton won't injure a heavily armored PC, most likely due to his shielding. The penalties are much more abundant here. Again, it goes back to Pathfinder when it talks trainable skills and abilities. Here, if you aren't trained in a certain skill, it'll take more than a nat 20 to succeed on a skill check. Also, making an attack or a skill check after a full movement gives you a penalty as well, adding to the element of making an improper swing with an attack after a long, quick movement. It also adds to the elements of determination and frustration as well. If that number is reduced to 0, all skill checks are failed due to being frustrated. So, how does overall gameplay stack up? You have different modes of play. Aside from the traditional dungeon crawling campaigns and world romping adventures, it features a unique system of quick play called Flip and Fight. It literally stacks the dungeon in a more compact presentation, allowing for newer characters to learn the ropes and for quicker setups. So, how does this stack up? Aside from a few minor complaints, it has a lot of potential for some unique settings. It's not quite Starfinder, not quite Cthulhu, not quite 3.5. It's somewhere in between, pulling elements from many different sources and settings. It's one of the more versatile and flexible RPGs that I've played. I do like the frustration aspect and the combat setup. It creates a true feeling of frustration when it comes down to failing skill checks or taking damage that would hinder your abilities. Plus, the Flip and Flight setting makes for a more classic card game, utilizing the rules to build encounters and dungeons. It's definitely an option if you are not able to plan for a long session or if you want to break as a DM. So if this is one you're looking for, go check out their social media and Kickstarter pages. It's live now. What are you waiting for? Go check it out. Or don't. I'm not your mother.